recording?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Yep.
I'd like to ask you to stand outside.
Why is that?
I feel uncomfortable. I'm brand new and I don't know what the steps are. Could you please stand outside?
My whole reason for a visit.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's going on?
We have a conversation that was happening, and then this gentleman came in, but Sabrina can tell you more.
Okay.
And he is recording.
Okay, but here's the deal. I'm not a public anything, and I don't want to be recorded.
Sometimes you don't get what you want in
Put
life.
that on there. Okay, well, we'll find out about that.
I do think also, by the way, Sabrina, if you're interested, I think North Korea still has applications open for becoming a citizen.
I want to talk to you right now because you're clearly comfortable making me uncomfortable. And
Now, what I'm comfortable with is being a citizen of this wonderful nation, exercising my liberties, and not kowtowing to an abusive government employee. Talk to me.
okay, go ahead and come out.
I'd rather not. I don't want to make this awkward, but you're violating my liberties if you do that. Hey everyone, I am free. It's November 5th, 2024. It's election day here in the City of Chehalis, here in Lewis County in the Communist Empire of Washington State. I wonder who's going to win the governor seat today and pretty much all the other seats. So I am here working on several stories in the City of Chehalis. One of them is over at the City Hall regarding their public records index and transparency issues with records themselves, providing public records themselves. So I'm heading on over here. These tips are about 7-8 months old at this point, but received a few of them. So I'm going to go on in here and see if there's any issues of transparency. And while I've got your attention, if you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, and subscribing, hitting that all notifications bell so you get my stories right when they release, I'd greatly appreciate it. You can follow me on X at I.A.M. Auditing, on Facebook at Inland Auditing Media, and if you want to help keep my feet on the streets, you know what to do. You can go to the links in the description for Cash App and Venmo. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys inside here in just a second at the City Hall of Chehalis. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You work here, or are you just a really friendly citizen?
What can I do for you?
Well, if you work here, I'm looking to inspect the Public Records Index.
The Public Records Index. I'm
Indeed.
new enough that I don't even know what that is.
No problem, I can help you. In the Public Records Act, Section 70, it describes an index. It's just meant to assist people in requesting records.
Okay.
And it's just something that's maintained.
Okay.
Just want to take a peek at it and see what kind of manuals, policies, orders, that kind of stuff the city has.
Let me find out what direction to
Sure.
send you. Can you sit a moment? And are you recording?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Yep.
I'd like to ask you to stand outside.
Why is that?
I feel uncomfortable. I'm brand new and I don't know what the steps are. Could you please stand outside?
That's a violation of state law.
I'll have the police officer come down. Go ahead and come out.
Yeah, if they want to come on over here and talk to me.
Okay,
Good.
go ahead and come
I'd
out.
rather not. I don't want to make this awkward, but you're violating my liberties if you do that.
You're violating my comfort level. I'm a
has-
brand new
she has
employee.
she has
I'm a woman. You don't know what my background is or what my trauma triggers are. I'm asking you as a polite adult to stand outside for a moment.
Do you work for the city?
I'm asking you to stand outside
But
for a
man,
moment.
if you're just a citizen,
Would you please call the police chief
Yeah,
and
if
have
you
him
wanna-
come down?
yeah, it's probably the best thing to do.
As much as you have rights, she has rights as a citizen as well, so.
Are you just some random guy interjecting yourself?
Does it matter?
Just curious.
I can't have just normal conversation?
Oh, absolutely you can. I'm just asking
Okay.
if you work here or if you're just a citizen.
I am just I'm an American taxpayer just like yourself.
great.
And I'm entitled to my opinion just like you.
I 100% agree, especially on this amazing day of
Actually, we have
voting.
that button.
Yeah,
right there.
absolutely. And if
There's
you
a
want to look
button
at
right
public
down
records as it says, then that's fine. But, you know, if somebody doesn't want to get recorded, they can ask you to not get recorded.
Oh, they can ask. 100% agree. RCW 9.73.030 though makes it really clear that There's only an expectation of privacy when
He
you're
is
not in
recording
public.
right now if you'd
When you're not what?
When you're not in public,
I know.
so like if you were in your
We just had that
home
training.
and I was inside your home and you're like, hey, please stop recording.
Okay, but here's the
Yeah.
deal. I'm not a public anything, and I don't want to be recorded. So
Sometimes you don't get what you want in
don't put that
life.
on there.
Yes, you're down.
Okay, well, we'll find out about that.
We will.
Thank you. No problems, ma'am.
Thank you.
Right. I can't.
Any rate, come this way.
Yeah.
Can I inspect that records index? I'd still like to inspect it.
A records index?
Yeah, that's what brought me in here today for my whole reason for a visit.
Hi there.
Hey,
What's going on?
We have a conversation that was happening, and then this gentleman came in, but Sabrina can tell you more,
Okay.
and he is recording.
Yeah, that's fine. I am too. It's okay.
Oh, good. Okay. I just asked him not to record because I'm brand new. I had no idea what the flow was for the public records request that he was asking, and I hadn't had a chance to really collect myself. And he doesn't know what my traumas and triggers are, but he continues to record, even though I asked him to please just stand outside while I find out what the right path is.
Okay.
that's exactly what happened.
Okay. But and he can record here, so.
And he
he's-
is.
But and he can record here, so.
And he
he's-
is.
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
Okay, but here's the
Yeah.
deal. I'm not a public anything, and I don't want to be recorded.
Sometimes you don't get what you want
Don't
in
put
life.
that on there.
Yes, you're down.
Okay, well, we'll find out about that.
But and he can record here, so.
And he
he's-
is.
And I'm sorry that you're humiliated.
But and he can record here, so.
And he
he's-
is.
He's well within his right to do that, and we can't.
Especially as a journalist, ma'am. I mean, what you just did is incredibly rude. You called people with firearms and other weapons because I'm a journalist working on a story.
I don't know you're a journalist. You didn't identify
I don't need
yourself.
to
and you're
identify,
gonna
ma'am.
ask.
You work for the government. I have a Fourth Amendment, especially on this hallowed day of elections. You need to rein it in.
Okay. So
Please do not be rude to me
You
like
don't need
that.
to tell me what I need.
I'm
to.
telling you right now as a public servant what's going on. I appreciate your candor and your professionalism. Thank you. I do.
So is there anything? You understand you're here for asking for public record?
well,
information.
close. I'm actually looking to inspect the public records index.
Ah, that's your realm, not mine. I don't know anything about public record indexes.
Who is that lady with the glasses, by the way?
She is the administrative assistant to the city manager. I don't.
What's her name?
She's very new, Sabrina Kostic. I don't know if she has a business card there or not. She is very, very.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, seriously, Chief, right?
Deputy chief. Close
Deputy
enough.
Chief. Hey,
yeah.
close enough. I really appreciate your professionalism. Thank you.
Not a problem. I'm going to ask if I can have a name. You're probably going to tell me no.
I'd rather not. Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I had to ask. Would you like a business card?
I would. That'd be great.
Were you looking to put in a request for the public records index?
Ooh, no, because the records index is something that's supposed to be created and maintained since, well, looks like you guys have been around a long time as a city. So since 1972, when the Public Records Act created 4217-260 subsection 3, which is now 425670 subsection 3.
Correct. Are you asking for the record?
I'm looking to inspect it. It's not a record, it's an index. It's a tool meant to aid me in making my records request.
I guess I'm confused as to what exactly you're looking for.
The index.
Would it be possible if she took down a phone number and gave you a call back with that information?
No, because I got a tip and a lead that you guys don't have an index, which, yikes, that's a massive, I mean, interplanetary size fine from the state if you don't have that. So I'm really needing to see if you have it to inspect now. If you don't, that really finishes my story. But I wouldn't say that
No,
on...
I might just be confused because
Okay.
I'm fairly new at the job.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
I don't know
Sure.
if it's just a log of all of our records.
So I can help you.
or-
So what it is it's a series of things such as final orders, dispositions, policy analyses. Like, for example, if your city council said, we're going to pass an order about XYZ, whatever it is, the index has that. And what it does is it allows me to look at all your manuals, policies, etc., and make sense of it. So like, since you are the records officer, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I were to make a request to you and the language that we're using is kind of going past one another, I'm saying X, but you're thinking Y, this allows me to say, hey, I'm looking at, for example, the police department's training manual on firearms, right? And maybe you guys call it something specific. So instead of me having to clarify, I can just say I'm looking for the deputy chief's firearm manual or whatever it's called. Just makes it more efficacious, quicker for you. I know the pain and suffering that PROs go through with the volume of records requests you get.
Right.
So this
and
is
it's probably something we're working on getting up to date and fixing because it probably hasn't been done.
Ooh, okay. Well, I know you said
or hasn't
probably. So how can I know if that is something you have right now? Because I'd like to make the records request, but I'd like to use the index to help me, to aid me
Well,
in
that's
making
where
it.
I'm not sure if we've classified it as that, so that's why
I'll
if
tell you
you
what.
give me a little bit of time to look into it, I could
Sure.
come back to you because it's kind of sudden.
Yeah, I'm just in town for the day working on this. What I'd like to do is see if I can have you look up the records index section real quick. It's like one sentence. It's really quick. It'll just help narrow down, I think, for you what I'm talking about. So in 4256, section 70.
1 second.
Sure, you bet.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding. I have a log for ordinances and resolutions, and then most everything else is published on our website.
Yeah, I do know that it can be published on the website. It's also supposed to be something that's inspectable.
So our meeting minutes are published on the website, our agenda packets.
Sure.
All of our meetings is published on the website for agendas. We do have some video on there. I can print the logs for ordinances and resolutions. I'm just trying to fully understand exactly what it is.
Sure, give me just a second. I'm just going to pull this up so I can be really specific. So, the things I am looking for are final opinions, including concurring and dissenting opinions, orders made in the adjudication of all cases for the City of Chehalis, those statements of policy and interpretations of policy, statute, and the Constitution which have been adopted by this municipal corporation, administrative staff manuals and instructions to staff that affect a member of the public, planning policies and goals and interim and final planning decisions, factual staff reports and studies, factual consultants reports and studies, scientific reports and studies, and any other factual information derived from tests, studies, reports, or surveys, whether conducted by public employees or others, and correspondence and materials referred to therein by and with the agency or the municipal corporation relating to any regulatory, supervisory, or enforcement responsibilities of the municipal corporation, whereby the agency determines or opines upon or is asked to determine or opine upon the rights of the state, the public, a subdivision of state government, or any private party. I'm looking for all that.
So all of that should
Be on the website?
be on the website in our meeting. We log all of their votes, whether it
Oh, no, I
all
get
of
that.
and then our meeting minutes are also approved through the council meeting.
Sure.
So they're logged in with that.
Yeah, and I get what you're
along
saying.
With like historic preservation, planning commissions,
Sure.
DRC, all of that is on our website.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. What I'm getting at is the index, just like in a book, is meant to index all of that so that I can say, here's like the administrative staff manual, for example. I don't believe that in every meeting that the city council, I mean, maybe they're the most thorough city council ever for the entirety of the existence of the city. I could be wrong here. But generally, I don't see them have an administrative staff manual every single time. That would be the most awkward thing I've ever seen a city council do.
Right,
So-
the last one was approved in 2022.
Yeah.
And that would be in with the council meeting.
Sure, but it's not an index. So taxonomically speaking, the index would refer to all those things, and then I would know, oh, okay, this is what you guys call it. So you may call your administrative staff manual the Lord's Book, or whatever. I have no idea. You guys may have some weird name for it that I've never heard of. Some people call them an administrative staff manual, some call them the Fun Good Time Book. I don't know.
Like city
It's
employee
administrative
Sure,
policy.
exactly, yeah. So
Something real simple.
the index is just supposed to be something that allows me to say, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So then I can, for example, potentially go to the website and say, okay, they call it this. I don't see it. Now I can say, hey, where's your fill in the blank? Because your index says you have it.
See, and I think our website does break it down that way because you can go to documents and narrow it down to that specific thing.
Sure. I didn't see all of that. That's why I'm coming here.
The website's updated to a different format, so it is a little bit harder to navigate if you're used to our older format.
Yeah.
Because I even have trouble finding stuff on there too.
And I think
and
you're kind
when it
of
switched, it did revert back to a lot of stuff that we're still fixing. So it might have
Yeah.
been something that you were looking for that we haven't fully
sure
had them fix.
And you're kind of making my point why the legislature did this. To have an index achieves the whole function of what an index provides as a tool. It's to say, here's what we have, so I don't have to go through. And as captivating and engaging as reading city council meeting minutes often is, and don't get me wrong, I often...
Hey, be grateful we shortened them.
Yeah, I'm often at the bottom of a bottle of scotch next to my fireplace going, what a great read this evening. But that being said, I would like to see if I could just inspect the index that the city has physically, because it's not only something that has to be maintained, but a lot of older folk I get tips and leads from, they don't like the whole internet thingy, and so they want to come in and inspect it. So that's why the legislature did this. So if you don't have it, I mean...
Well, that's why I'm like...
I know that's
I'm
awkward,
trying to figure
but-
out exactly what it is, because...
It's just an index. Have you called your city attorney?
No.
I would recommend calling your city attorney. That's probably going to be your best bet. Usually the city attorney is the one that's dug into all that.
I believe he's in court today. So...
Over the records index?
No.
I'm kidding.
Our paid contract for through
Oh,
the
okay.
city, so
All right, fair enough.
We don't have our own, like, he's sitting in the back somewhere waiting for us to call.
Gotcha. Is your mayor around?
We have a city manager, council.
City manager around, or maybe a council member?
He's not.
Is any council member?
They usually don't hang out at City Hall.
Okay.
If they could
What?
avoid
This is
us,
where everything's
except for
happening right
meetings,
now, right? At least right
small
now.
town.
Fair
I
enough.
think their salary is $100 a month.
Wow. Really? Okay, fair enough. Hey, I can appreciate the service there. That's a good thing.
So we have a council manager form of government. So the council tells the city manager what to do.
I see. Okay, so you got a... Well, I don't want to... You don't have a strong mayor then, it sounds like.
Right. The
Gotcha.
council.
I don't want to say a weak mayor, but...
No, it's... I get what you're saying in terms of how government operates.
Fair enough.
Yeah, our mayor isn't the one that gives us the day-to-day orders. That comes from the city manager.
Fair enough. Like Edmonds has the strong mayor, even though the previous mayor didn't do a good job there at all. Well, what I'd like to do is it possible to just have you maybe text the city manager or city council members? Because really for me, the issue is I don't want to report falsely, but at the same time, it's supposed to be inspectable like right now. And if it's not...
Knowledge base. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cassie,
Yes.
just want a request.
One more question?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you could text the city manager or one of the city council members and just see if they're familiar with it, because I don't want to report falsely, but it is something that's supposed to be inspectable like right when somebody comes in. Usually it's about, especially for a small town like this, it's probably the index is probably front and back 10 pages. It's pretty...
And I probably should look up to see what other cities have, and we might have it, and I just am not understanding.
I got a perfect example for you.
Okay.
If you call up the Washington State Patrol headquarters right now and ask them to email their records index, you'll have it in probably about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then you'll see exactly what it is.
I have a deadline and I don't feel comfortable working right now because I can't concentrate. So I'm actually just going to contact Claire and let her know I don't have it done. Unless you gentlemen can go somewhere else and visit.
Well, I'm just waiting for the index.
Do you mind waiting quietly?
Oh, geez. Just talking with the deputy chief. I'm going to be like that. It's a bit cantankerous, man. Come on.
Thank
Something
you.
else that I can do to help get that deadline?
It's a concentration thing, but I think I'm just going to zero in and
All right.
handle it. Thank you.
If one day you can come in,
Pardon?
if one day you can come in and use the note desk too.
Yeah, how could I do that? Oh, maybe I can. Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
So Sabrina, who is your manager in the city?
I
have time to talk to you right now. I really feel uncomfortable with this whole situation.
You can't tell me who your manager at the city is?
I don't want to talk to you right now because you are clearly comfortable making me uncomfortable. And
Now, what I'm comfortable with is being a citizen of this wonderful nation, exercising my liberties, and not kowtowing to an abusive government employee. See, the deputy chief, fantastic government employee.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed to...
I agree he is.
Hard to say if that was sardonic or not, but well played.
I'm gonna go check to see how she's coming with those
Sure.
documents.
Yeah. I do think also, by the way, Sabrina, if you're interested, I think North Korea still has applications open for becoming a citizen. Good place to live. Not a lot of cameras. Have a better day, Sabrina.
I think she's got it for
Awesome. Hey!
or something. I don't know if it's
Nice.
something.
So I reviewed your RCW again in here, and
Yep.
then
Okay.
reviewed
So you exempted yourself.
our code, and it is in our code that we do not have to maintain.
Hey everyone, as it turns out the city clerk here is correct to a point. You see, this amendment to the 2018 ordinance 989-B, as in Bravo, was done on April 22nd, 2024. However, prior to that date, they did not have an exemption, which of course means they would have had to have created and maintained a public records index. The city of Chehalis went a step further, however, and proclaimed that the city clerk does and did do so by looking at the city clerk page on the official city website here. As you can see, it says, the city clerk files and indexes city documents for storage in a central records center and is responsible for records retention and retrieval of official records and recorded information. My. Just to make sure that the city doesn't possibly try to make that page go away, I've archived it at the Internet Archive, also known as the Wayback Machine, so that the city of Chehalis can't go back and attempt to alter the record and cover anything up in the event that that might have come to mind. The city of Chehalis admitted that the city clerk was and is responsible for the records index. They attempted to exempt themselves from it after the fact by using the same language every other city, county, and non-state agency uses. Unfortunately, their own admission of the city clerk's responsibilities on the website has highlighted that they knew they had to, but caught not having it, and after the fact are depriving citizens of their rights under color of law, which in Washington State is a gross misdemeanor under the Revised Codes of Washington, Title 9A, Chapter 80, Section 10. Now, the city has been caught in a rather serious breach of the Washington State Public Records Act. Will the city police department investigate this and do something about it? Only time will tell if enough pressure ends up being exerted on the political body of the city to do so.
Okay. I'd like to submit a verbal public records request then.
We need to do it as a form.
Did Bob change the rules yesterday?
Well, either way, it has to be written
Sure,
down.
that's fine. If you want to do it, that's fine.
There has to be
Yeah,
a
sure.
copy of something.
Yeah, that's fine.
'Cause making a request is creating a record, so
Sure.
you have to write it down.
Well, interestingly enough, if you look in Section 10 of the PRA, it actually defines writings, and that is sounds.
Huh. Did not know that.
Utterances, even. So
I still have to put it in the
No, that's fine. I'm just tossing it out there.
Yeah.
So if I
Makes your
start
life
getting my
easier.
Klingon language going on here, we'd be in a pickle here. Okay, so what I would please with sugar on top like to get are all responsive records. Ooh. You guys didn't use the magic word in here. And it's not please. So in all responsive records regarding the second clause of section 70, subsection 4A.
Second clause of what?
Subsection 4A, or of section 70, subsection 4A. Sorry.
Section 70.
Which says, and the extent to which compliance would unduly burden. So effectively, I'm looking for all supporting documents that corroborate the reason for what is stated as the specific reasons. Because you guys exempted yourselves from a central index. You didn't exempt yourselves from the agency indices.
This is an important issue as the Public Records Act in RCW 4256-0704B states that the agencies must make available for public inspection and copying all indexes maintained for agency use. The city exempted themselves from the central index, but not the rest, and thus they are available. As you heard minutes ago, the city website even has it listed that the city clerk did maintain a central index as well as the ones for the agencies prior to the exemption, as the website identified that function. That goes back to at least 2010, which would be at a minimum 14 years of being out of compliance.
Well, I would like to start with the municipal court and the police department.
Well, they're at least in this building.
Fair enough.
They're at the north end.
Okay. Hello. I have a question for you. So I just sussed out with the city administration that they don't have a central index, but the city did not exempt the individual departments from their own respective public records index.
Okay.
So I would like to inspect the public records index of the municipal court of the City of Chehalis, please.
So I would have to see what that would entail and get back to you.
Well, it basically comes down to you have it available for public inspection or not.
So I would have to check
Okay.
to see if that's something I have, and it's not something that I can do immediately, so I'd have to reach out.
Ooh. I think it's fair to say then you don't have it.
I didn't say I did or didn't. I said I would need to do some confirming, some checking.
Tell you what, how about this? I just got done talking with the deputy chief and I got to go upstairs to inspect the police departments.
Okay.
So that should give a few minutes. You mind?
I can see what I can do in that time frame.
Sweet. Do you have a business card, by the way?
I do. Hold on.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
There you go. Yeah,
All right.
and I'll see what I can do in that meantime.
Great. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hello. I am looking to see if I can inspect the police department's public records index, please.
Public records index?
Yep. The deputy chief just got done talking with me downstairs about it, so he's familiar with it. So,
I'll grab it.
thanks. Appreciate it.
I'll save you some time. We don't have one.
Okay. Fair enough. I appreciate that. Do you have a... Oh, there's one. Thank you for being forthright about that.
You got my card already.
McKnight. Yeah, I just keeping a note here. Is your chief around?
He might be. Let me see if he's available.
Thanks.
Not available right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm confident you're going to pass this along. I'd like to just pass along a commendation for you for just being a good police officer and public servant. So thank you.
Tell him that.
Yeah, I figured you would. But yeah, no, I just really appreciate your cordial, polite, professional demeanor and not getting frustrated over anything. So I just need to be able to work on the stories that I'm working on as a journalist. And you absolutely stood up for my liberties as a member of the press, and I thank you for that. So appreciate it.
I don't suppose you can tell me what journalism it's going to be. I just want to see it.
Is your email address on there?
It is.
I never share when I'm out in the field because I'm an investigative journalist, and I don't think you're nefarious, but it's just I've had this blow back on me hard when I'm out in the field. When I get back, I will happily email you and let you know where to find it. Cool. It'll all be there, so no problem on that.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, man. You take care. You have a good day.
Hi. So I got the update from the city clerk who you just spoke with, and she sent out the notice that the municipality is not obligated to maintain an index.
You are correct. The city does not have a central one, but the exemption actually says it's for a central index, not the individual ones. And in fact, subsection H says the individual agencies will maintain an individual index.
So I'm letting you know the information that's been shared with me.
Okay.
So, and that's what I've got for you.
Fair enough. I mean, that's all you can do. So thanks for your time. I just went over to the municipal court, and I was told by Ms. Butcher that you instructed her that they do not have to have, as an agency of the city, an index. Is that accurate?
I provided the RCW for them to review.
Gotcha. There's a huge misunderstanding here. So in all agreement with what the deputy chief just did, he made it clear they do not have an index. It is what it is.
Okay.
I would like to clear this up, though, if you wouldn't mind aiding me over at the municipal court. She's under the impression that they don't need, as an agency of the city, to have an index. They do, because we know about H. She's saying because of D, they don't have to, but that's the central index, not the agency one. Would you mind meeting me over there and clarifying? Sure. Thanks. I just want to clarify with the city clerk here. The city definitely does not have to maintain a central index for the city, but the individual agencies per H do. So is that accurate?
So that is specifically for public records, and you keep a log of your public records, right? Correct. So yes, she does.
She has an index.
For the public records request?
No, not the logs, the index. So H says, pursuant to 4256, the city will disclose all public records, including any indices that are maintained by the city, to the extent such records or indices are not exempt. The only thing in D that we had gone over that you had highlighted, D says central index, not agency indices. And so when you look at 425670, the local agencies, the departments of a city, for example, like the municipal court, water department, police, they have to maintain their own indices because you guys didn't exempt yourselves from that. You only exempted yourselves from the central records index. So the city doesn't have one, that's fine. I'll get the supporting documents for that. But the municipal court is not exempt based on your
Well, and if
order.
I understand H correctly, we have to disclose them if we have them, but if we don't have them, if we never created them, there's obviously nothing to disclose.
Correct, but
So,
if you don't have it and you were supposed to have it, so if the court was supposed to have it,
but it's not saying we have to have it, it's just saying if we do have it, then we have to
but RCW 425670 subsection 3 says you have to have it. So if you've exempted yourselves,
He says we don't.
central index, not individual ones. The whole point of H is that if you've got departmental or agency indices, those have to be made available to the public for inspection. The central index one doesn't because you guys have exempted yourselves, and like I said, I'll see if that's factual in terms of the corroborating evidence. But for the individual departments, like the police department, the court, fire department, water department, wastewater treatment, etc., they all have to have their own indices up to whatever point that you maintained it. Now, obviously, if you guys are out of compliance, it is what it is, but that's the story I'm working on to see if the individual departments of the city of Chehalis are in compliance or not. It's looking like no. I'm just trying to confirm
I'm
that.
interpreting this different than you, and this is saying we don't necessarily have to have an index. Each department doesn't have to have their own index.
Yeah, yeah, I can clarify. Hold on.
That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's just the order. That's the order right there from the city. The city still has to comply with the statute. So let me pull that up again here real quick so I can. In 4B, RCW 425670 4B. So this one, the highlighted one, that's 4A. So you guys exempted yourselves from that for the central index. 4B says make available for public inspection and copying all indices maintained for agency use. Agencies are defined by the Public Records Act as not just municipal corporations like a city, but all of its departments and agencies within it. So that's why they use the plural on that. Now, if you guys don't have it, fair enough. I mean, obviously I can't get something that there isn't, but the story I'm working on is whether you guys have it or not. Now, the deputy chief has conferred with the chief and has said that they do not have a records index for the police department. So I'm assuming the municipal court does not.
I don't believe so, but
Okay.
I'm going to give you the contact information for the city attorney that we work with.
Yeah, would be better for me. If you guys could, I mean, you've got my email address from the public records request. If you just want to talk to the attorney like I was mentioning earlier,
Yeah.
just see what's going on. I'll go around and check with each agency just to confirm. If I'd be curious to see what the attorney says. I mean, that is, you know, a pretty important thing to have, and it looks like you guys only exempted yourselves for the citywide one, or the city one, the central one, I should say, not the individual departments. So that's the main thing. So anyways, I think we're on the same page, so I'll just wait to hear back from the attorney or you.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Ladies, have a good day. All right, so the city clerk there is trying to say that the city will disclose all public records, including any indexes. That really should be indice, but whatever. Obviously, what they're saying there is there's multiple indexes, because when you look at RCW 425670 subsection 4B, it refers exactly to that, saying yes, there are multiple indexes or indices for agencies, departments within a city. They only exempted themselves from a central index, not all indices. So that's it here, reporting at the City of Chehalis City Hall, Police Department, Municipal Department. If you like my journalism, you like my stories, and my push for constitutional compliance with the laws of our land, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that all notifications bell so you get my stories right when they're released. You can follow me on X at I.A.M. Free Auditing, on Facebook at Inland Auditing Media. And if you want to help keep my feet on the streets, you know how to do so. You can go to the links in the description for Cash App and Venmo. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next location. Bye for now.